The attic breathed dust and secrets, a forgotten realm where time stood still. Cobwebs, thick as gauze, draped the room, weaving a tapestry of neglect and abandonment. A single pale light filtered through a grimy window, illuminating dust motes dancing in the stillness, like tiny spirits caught in an eternal waltz. And there she stood, Emily, a ghostly figure, forever etched in the fabric of this forsaken place. Her eyes, wide and mournful, held the chill of eternity, reflecting a sorrow that transcended the ages. A white dress, yellowed with age, hung limply on her spectral form, a silent testament to a life long past. She was but a wisp of a memory, a whisper of a girl lost to time, her presence a faint echo in the vast emptiness. This attic, shrouded in shadow and silence, was her domain, a sanctuary of sorrow and solitude. Here, she relived her final moments, forever trapped in the prison of her past, a never-ending loop of despair and longing. The air hummed with unspoken sorrow, the silence broken only by the creak of the house settling around her, as if the very walls mourned her fate. Among the dust and shadows lay old, forgotten toys and trinkets, relics of a bygone era, each one a fragment of a story left untold. A dusty old photograph lay in a corner, its faded image capturing a moment frozen in time, a glimpse into a life that once was. As the moonlight streamed through the attic window, it cast an eerie glow, illuminating the space with a ghostly light, as if the moon itself mourned for Emily. The attic door, slightly ajar, hinted at the mysteries and secrets that lay beyond, a portal to the unknown where the past and present intertwined. Emily had loved to play the piano. Her small hands danced across the keys, filling the house with joyful melodies. One stormy afternoon, a crash of thunder shook the house. The lights flickered, and then darkness. Panic seized Emily. She stumbled down the stairs, calling for her parents. As she reached the bottom step, the floorboards gave way beneath her. The last thing she remembered was the sound of splintering wood, followed by an abyss of pain. The music died that day, along with Emily. Years passed. The old house stood silent, a tomb for forgotten memories. New owners arrived, unaware of the tragedy that stained the walls. They would soon learn. At night, cold spots appeared in certain rooms. Objects moved inexplicably. Whispers like the rustle of silk seemed to emanate from the walls. The new family, a young couple with a baby girl, felt a constant unease, a prickling sensation of being watched. They were not alone. The little girl, Lily, was the first to see her. She had been playing quietly in her room, surrounded by her toys and books, when something unusual caught her eye. On a high shelf, almost hidden in the shadows, sat a delicate porcelain doll. Its glazed eyes stared emptily ahead, as if it had been waiting for someone to notice it for a very long time. Lily had never seen this doll before. It was strange, because she knew every toy in her room by heart. Where had it come from? Intrigued and a little bit nervous, she reached for it. Her small fingers brushed against the cold porcelain, sending a shiver down her spine. Suddenly, the doll tumbled from the shelf, as if pushed by an unseen hand. It hit the floor with a loud crash, shattering into 100 tiny pieces. Lily gasped, her eyes welling with tears. She hadn't meant to break it. She felt a pang of guilt and sadness, and then she saw her. A movement in the corner of her eye made her turn towards the doorway. There, standing in the doorway, was a young girl, no older than herself. Her face was a mask of sadness, her eyes filled with a longing that Lily could not understand. But strangely, Lily wasn't afraid. She felt a strange kinship with the ghostly apparition. It was as if they were connected by an invisible thread, bound together by some shared sorrow. "Don't be sad," Lily whispered, her voice trembling. "I'll be your friend." The ghostly girl seemed to smile, and for a moment the room felt a little warmer. Section 5. Whispers in the Walls. As days turned into weeks, Lily's encounters with Emily became more frequent. Emily's voice, a soft whisper, seemed to emanate from the very walls of the house. Lily would hear snippets of her life, fragments of memories tinged with sadness and longing. Emily spoke of her love for music, her longing for her parents, and her fear of being forgotten. Lily listened intently, offering words of comfort and companionship to the lonely spirit. A bond formed between the living girl and the ghost, a bond built on empathy and shared solitude. Section 6. A melody from the past. One night, as Lily lay in bed, she heard a familiar sound drifting from downstairs. It was the piano. Someone or something was playing a hauntingly beautiful melody. Lily crept out of bed and tiptoed towards the sound. Peeking into the living room, she saw Emily seated at the piano, her translucent fingers gliding over the keys with an ethereal grace. The music swelled, filling the room with a bittersweet symphony of longing and regret. Lily stood mesmerized, her heart aching for the sadness that poured from Emily's spectral form. Section 7. The Haunting Presence. Lily's parents, however, were not privy to their daughter's spectral friendship. They only noticed the escalating strangeness, the cold spots, the moving objects, the feeling of being watched. The haunting was taking its toll, weaving an insidious tapestry of fear and unease. The once happy home became shrouded in a palpable tension, a constant reminder that they were not alone. Lily's parents, at their wits' end, decided to seek help. They consulted paranormal investigators, priests, anyone who might offer solace from the unseen force that held their home captive. Section 8. A Glimmer in the Darkness. One investigator, a kind woman with eyes that held both wisdom and sadness, sensed a profound sadness emanating from the house. She spoke of a young girl trapped between worlds, yearning for peace. She suggested a séance, a way to communicate with the spirit and help it move on. Lily's parents, desperate for a solution, agreed. They gathered in the living room, candles flickering, casting dancing shadows on the walls. Lily sat quietly, her hand clutching a small, worn photograph she had found tucked away in the attic. It was a picture of a young girl with sad eyes and a hint of a smile. Emily. Section 9. Facing the Past. As the séance commenced, the air grew heavy, charged with anticipation. Suddenly, the temperature plummeted and a chill wind whipped through the room. The candles flickered and died, plunging the room into darkness. Then, a voice, soft and filled with longing, whispered through the darkness. "Help me!" Lily, her small voice trembling, spoke to Emily. She told her about the photograph, about the music, about the love that still resonated within the walls of the house. She told Emily that she wasn't forgotten, that she was remembered and loved. Section 10. Free to rest. As Lily spoke, the air grew lighter, the oppressive weight lifting. It was as if her words carried a magic that dispelled the darkness that had long haunted the room. The shadows that once clung to the corners began to retreat, making way for a new, hopeful light. A soft, warm light emanated from where Emily's ghostly form stood. This light was not just any light. It was a beacon of peace and serenity, a stark contrast to the cold, eerie glow that had once defined her presence. It was as if Emily herself was transforming, becoming something more beautiful and serene. Tears streamed down Emily's translucent face, tears of gratitude and release. These were not tears of sorrow, but of joy and relief. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, Emily felt a sense of closure. Her spirit, once tormented and restless, was now calm and at peace. She reached out a spectral hand, gently touching Lily's cheek. The touch was cold, yet comforting, a silent thank you for the compassion and understanding that Lily had shown. It was a moment of connection between the living and the dead, a bridge between two worlds. Then, with a sigh that seemed to echo the sorrow of a lifetime, Emily faded away, the light receding until only a lingering warmth remained. The haunting was over. The room, once filled with an oppressive presence, now felt lighter, almost sacred. It was as if the very walls had absorbed the peace that Emily had found. Lily, her heart heavy but her spirit light, knew that Emily was finally free to rest, her soul soothed by the love and remembrance of a living child. Lily felt a profound sense of accomplishment and peace, knowing that she had helped a lost soul find its way. It was a bittersweet moment filled with both sadness and joy. The old house, once shrouded in sorrow, stood bathed in the soft light of dawn. The first rays of sunlight kissed the walls, bringing warmth and life back to the old structure. It was a new beginning, not just for the house, but for everyone who had been touched by Emily's story. The music, though silent, lingered in the air, a testament to a life tragically cut short, but never forgotten. The melodies that once filled the room with sorrow now seemed to hum with a gentle, nostalgic tune, a reminder of the past, but also a promise of a brighter future. And in the heart of a young girl, the memory of a ghost named Emily lived on, a poignant reminder of the enduring power of compassion and the bittersweet beauty of life and loss. Lily knew that she would carry Emily's story with her forever, a tale of love, loss, and the ultimate peace that comes from understanding and compassion. It was a story that would shape her, a story that would remind her of the importance of kindness and the impact it can have, even on those who are no longer with us.